Welcome back to Afternoon Express. I trust that you're having a fantastic afternoon. Now, keeping fit and training is great for our health, and keeping us in shape is also really, really good for you. It's good for your heart, it's good for your mind, but it also comes with its risks. It doesn't matter how old you are or how fit you are, a workout injury can happen to anyone, especially during this time while many of us are self-isolating or working out at home. But with the right precautions and warm-ups, you can greatly reduce the chances of injury. So we're chatting now to physiotherapist Wimpie Van Der Meijden on how we can prevent these injuries from happening and what to do in case they do. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming through to us. I did this incredible thing a couple of months ago. I went and I did one of those DNA tests that tell you so much about your body. And one thing that came up, it said, I am prone to injury. Obviously, I'm so clumsy, but I heal very quickly. So, I mean, I thought that was quite amazing that that can be something that is embedded in your DNA. So why do we get injuries?
So most of us get injuries because, let's say, for instance, you are training or you're doing certain exercises, and what you need to improve or strengthen, you need to overload your body. So if that is a runner, you want to do 5 kilometers, and then you want to do 10, and then you want to do 11 or 21 or a marathon. And what we do as people is we go too aggressively with our overloading. Okay. So when I say overloading, overloading is when you put external stresses on your body or on your muscles and your joints. Yeah. And that stresses is exactly that. I start running for the first time 5 kilometers, my body isn't used to it, that is a stressor or that's overloading. Yeah. But that's how I progress. So that's not essentially a wrong thing to do. Yeah. That's the one thing that's the one way that you can actually progress. The problem comes in is when we're too aggressive with that overloading.
Okay. Well, I wish that I could start with a 5 kilometer run. That would be my goal. But, I mean, is there such a thing then as overtraining? Can you really hurt yourself by training too much?
Absolutely. Your muscles are designed to do a certain amount of work, and that depends on your fitness level. And if you go past that, your body needs time to heal or to recover. So recovery has become a very essential part in the fitness industry of late. It's very popular overseas specifically, and it's actually coming more and more into South Africa, is how you recover. What's your active recovery methods? Yeah.
What are the best active recovery methods?
Sure, we're heading way off physio, but there's a lot of ways of doing that.
Yeah.
There's
like Epsom salt baths and stuff like that.
Your magnesium salt baths are one of them. Then you get your cryotherapy or your ice baths that some people believe in. Of late, compression boots and attire, that's a new thing to come in. At the end of the day, sleep is the most important. So your body needs sleep. So if you do one thing, and the easiest thing and the cheapest thing to do is get in your 6 to 8 hours a day.
That's easy. You've literally just made my day by telling that I can do very easily. What are the common causes for injury? So
the most common causes of injury is, as I said, overloading. Doing too much too quickly, bad posture is another thing, or bad technique if you're training weights, etc. So bad techniques. All of that normally plays a role and causes most of the injuries. So too much load too quickly. Okay.
And do injuries change according to your age? Like if I know I'm not getting older. I'm like doing the opposite of aging. But as you age,
stagnant all the way.
Yeah, I'm the same age every year. But as you age, do the types of injuries that you get change?
So age does plays a big role. Your body changes after a certain amount of age. So the first thing where injuries can become more prevalent will be anybody above 35 years of age. So anybody above 35 years of age, those people have a decrease in elasticity in the body naturally. So they will be more prevalent to anyone else that's younger. Okay. And the older you get, the less elasticity you have. You can combat that by doing dynamic stretches, mobility drills, keeping fit.
Yeah, what gives you elasticity in your body? Like, are there supplements we can take, or any things that you can take to create more elasticity?
There is supplements you can take. Not my field, so I'll be lying if I tell you what. Yeah. But keeping your body under stresses and loads and stretching, doing mobility drills, training your body to keep your elasticity for as long as possible. That's all that you need to do to prevent a lot of injuries while aging, if I can say that like that.
So what should people be cognizant of when they're training at home now and they can't get out and they, I think they've just got to do things as carefully as possible, or how should people be warming up and cooling down to try and get their bodies as elastic as possible so that they don't get hurt? Like,
yes. So the first thing I would do is a good warm up. So before you do any exercise or any training, you need to warm up. That can be a couple of squats, 10 or 20 squats, depending on if you're training legs or you're going to run or doing something like that. But you need the muscles to be warm before you start. If a muscle is warm, it's looser, it can activate easier. Okay. And then the other thing is dynamic stretches. So stretches has been a big topic over the years. There's a lot of ways and techniques to stretch. Dynamic stretching is what you do before training. Static stretching is what you do after training.
What's the difference between dynamic and static?
Good, I'm glad you asked. So dynamic stretching...
I'll ask all the good questions, I told you.
So dynamic stretching is when I move a muscle through my range of motion.
Okay, can you show us the differences?
Sure, big difference, all right.
Okay.
So dynamic stretch would be, for instance, you've got a skirt on, so you're not going to do
I can
hamstrings. Oh, wow.
Like that. Is that a hamstring stretch?
Okay, so I would rather do a swing or a range of motion movement. Okay. So if I wanted to do, I would try to touch my hand. So I'd kick up and backwards. I'm moving my leg through its range of motion. Okay. Giving my hamstrings.
That's dynamic.
That is dynamic. So movement through stretching.
Moving like...
That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm feeling a stretch as I swing it up.
Yes.
Okay.
Or if I want to wake my arms up, I would do that. Or a nice big roll. You can do a nice big roll. Yeah, a couple of minutes.
I love stretching.
Great. Perfect.
So that's
dynamic. And that's what you do before.
That's in the beginning.
Yes.
Okay.
Static stretches would be the old school way that we all did at school, where we would hold a stretch for 10 seconds, relax, do another stretch. Okay. So what you normally want to do is stretch 30 seconds 3 times, and then move over to the next muscle you want to stretch. That's your static stretches, and that will keep you loose after a rigorous training event.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. You were a great, great source of information. And you're so lucky that there's coronavirus, because my neck is so stiff. I would have asked you to click it out and physio it out for me. But thank you very much for being here. You were a great source of info. Now, exercise injuries are never fun to deal with, especially when in pain and, of course, not being able to be physically active. Now, remember to take the precautionary steps to avoid injuries, and in serious cases, please do visit a medical professional or a fabulous physio such as this, who can assist you in how to best relieve the pain that you are suffering from.